All right. So the PS5 is as complete as I can make it for right now until I get some more information. So we are going to work on this Gameboy Advance SP. The seller said that the power switch broke off. So in preparation for that, I bought a replacement power switch, the exact same one I think for the other one. So a couple things you'll notice. That's the volume slider. You can notice the power switch is gone. Let's put a battery in here and see if it will take a charge at all. So where is my, I know I have a charger somewhere. Where would the charger be? Here's the charger. So let's plug this in. And the orange light flashes and goes off, like so. So yeah, so I did disassemble this when I got it. The seller seems to be honest. They said the power switch was broken off, and the power switch is indeed broken off, and it does not charge. So I don't know why it's not charging. I know why, obviously, the power switch is broken off, but I don't know why it's not charging. So we are going to try to figure that out and see if we can't return this to a working condition. All right, so let's try to get this off. All right, it's off. So let's look under the microscope to view the port area, the switch port area, so we can see what we can see. So this port was indeed ripped off. I don't know if that board's supposed to like be flexing like that, or I don't know. But we got some ripped pads, it looks like. We definitely, I don't know what that is. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's ripped off. So I'm going to have to check the pin out. These are the ground legs. So let's get the board out. We can inspect it a little clearer. Put you over there so I remember. Oh wow, look at that. This wasn't even plugged in. That wasn't even plugged in. Yeah, okay. Well, that made taking that out easy. I need to try to get this to lay down in its spot. And I might be able to do that with some solder mask. I don't know if those are supposed to be touching or not. All right. Let's get some wick. Let's try to clean that area some and see if we can't wick away some of the old solder without doing any more damage than has already been done. All right, let's be very careful with this. All right, we can see a little better now. Let's gently clean that with a Q-tip. Oh, I forgot to get this area, the other ground leg. So it looks like these two pads were originally joined. So it would go on there something like that. But yeah, so I need to somehow do it like that. So let's get some solder mask out. Let's put some. And we're going to try to like hold it in place while the UV lights. I've done a lot of work without recording because I'm another moron as usual. But so essentially what I've done is I've put the little switchboard on, and so this resistor is tied to pin 1, and I'm assuming it's there because residual current when you switch this console off needs to go somewhere, so they put that resistor there so that it would go to ground, go away as heat, you know. I'm assuming that's why they put that there. I could be completely wrong about that, but because the other side of this resistor is tied to ground, right? So yeah, so I've got this on there, and I believe that it will, it fits in the case. It fits in the case. So I just want to verify. Let's switch over to overhead camera. So when I put this on here, like so, I have, it's in the case, and if you notice, the switch is clearing, or the little switch board, I suppose, is clearing the thing. So we're going to go back under the microscope, and we are going to put this switch on their pads and see if it works. We are going to try to get this screen connector put back on. Okay, so that's done. So let's it's in the on position. I'm a little scared, I'm not gonna lie, because it may, why does it feel like it's not going back together properly? All right, so let's put a battery in and see if anything smokes. Well, it definitely didn't turn on. What happens when I plug in the charger now? Same thing. Plugs in, then it goes off. In the on position, these two should be shorted. And they are. And this should not be shorted. And it's not. And from the pin, from here to this resistor somewhere down here, I can't really see, it's a short. On the other side of that resistor, 1K, which is what it's supposed to be. So I think the switch is on there correctly. It's just not booting up. So voltage comes into this thing here. And then let's look under the microscope, see if we can't figure out. So voltage comes in here. Yeah, comes in to the from this port, and I'm assuming that somebody messed with that. Okay, so where does it go once it leaves there? Let's take the screw out. Will a Game Boy power, can I plug a Game Boy in without the screen attached? What happens when you do that? I don't know if the light came on or not. Yeah, the light comes on and goes off. All right, so where does it go? So yeah, you can tell somebody's been fiddling around with this. We got C7, we got some EM filters. So the battery comes in here. And I guess it goes to the switch. So one of these leads to go to the switch, right? All right, so let's analyze where we're at with this thing, man. So if I from the positive lead to the back, I get 0 ohms, right? So then if I come to here and I go to here, I get 0 ohms. So that shows up. I stuck some enameled wire through there so I could figure out which one of these vias it came, and it comes to here. So when I take this and I trace this down, it looks like there are 2 vias for positive voltage, and they come down through here, and they come down all the way to F2 here. Yeah? So I've traced it that far. Going through the fuse, I get nothing, which tells me obviously that that fuse is blown. And I'm pretty sure if I could do this, which I don't think I'll be able to, if I measure from the other side of that fuse, which I'm never going to be able to do this. This is impossible to do. But if I come to that fuse, oops, sorry. And I come to pin 2 of my deal here, which is here, it should be, yeah. So it's a short there. So this fuse is blown on this console. So I am going to jump a wire across that fuse and see what happens. Because it's not shorted to ground on this, so positive is not shorted to ground. If I come here and I go to, I don't know where ground's at, I expose the ground leg of this This right here is probably ground, right? Yeah, so it's not shorted to ground. So I'm going to short that. I'm going to jumper that fuse and see what happens then. All right. What does Soren call that? My calibrated wire. His calibrated fuse. If the we'll know if the battery blows up, man. Then we'll know. We see the battery start expanding, then we'll go ahead and all right. So let's switch to overhead cam. Hopefully this is similar to the Gameboy Advance where you don't have to have the screen attached. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh. Nothing happened. Do I have continuity across that fuse? Where this, okay, fuse is here. I do have continuity across that fuse. And this is, in fact, in the on position. I get no lights at all. Do I have battery voltage? Switch over to volts. I do have voltage. So that means I have voltage into the system, but I don't think it's turning on unless you have to have the screen attached. I don't know. I don't know how these things work. Okay, so let's do this. Let's put the battery in. Put the battery in. And let's plug the charger in. And see what happens. See if something arcs and sparks. Yeah, that's working fine now. So why isn't it cutting on? Okay, well, charging fixed. No. It did not make a difference. At least we got the charging worked out. And we just need to figure out why it's not cutting on. I've got the battery plugged in. So I've got voltage here. And I've got it here where I'm supposed to have. But this goes down into this madness right here. And it doesn't make it there. And it's supposed to. It's supposed to make it there. So, and it's not. And that's the area that I put solder mask on. Solder mask is now gone. Maybe it's not making good contact. So let's heat up this area right here. Put some solder. Put a little flux down. All right, am I getting continuity between here and here? I am. So now, will this bad boy show some signs of life? Let's switch to the overhead camera. Let's put the battery in. Look at there. Green LED's on. I don't hear any sound though. Just turn it off. Hey. Yes, sir. All right. I went around my belly button to get to my you-know-where, but I think this is fixed. I think I just need to test the screen. I need to get a fuse to actually replace that fuse, and I don't know what type of fuse that is. Okay, let's see if it works. Please cut on. It doesn't cut on. This is friggin' amazing. Oh, there it goes. The green one. Oh, okay. Where green works. I don't know if this button here works or not. Figure that out next, I guess. Need a game. Not reading games. Brightness thing works. That's good. So it didn't read the game. Okay. Let's take a Q-tip. Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot this friggin' thing was on this whole time. All right, it's off. Bro, this thing isn't reading games, dude. Lord have mercy, dude. The Game Boy with never-ending problems. Why aren't you reading the game? Oh, you know what? Does it read Game Boy games? It doesn't read. So it recognizes. Let's look at the port under the microscope and see if we can deduce anything. I mean, pins look good. Obviously, this little switch down in here is working because there's a little switch somewhere in here. I don't know exactly where it's at, but I know it lets it know. Yeah, this little switch is working because it recognizes when you have a game, a Game Boy game. So I soldered up me some wires here so that I could actually probe on the back side of the cartridge connector. And so pin 1 coming into this is basically your select switch for when you load a game, right? So if I have a Game Boy game put in, it's going to send 5 volts to pin 1, which lets the CPU know that it's a Game Boy game. If it's a Game Boy Advance game, it sends 3.3, I think, to the cartridge. So I didn't know what else it could be. That was working fine. And so I started just checking pins. So let me show you what I found. So notice going down to my cartridge, I have these pins all run into the CPU here. So let's get a little closer. Let me close enough where you can see and I can get my hand in there. But when I was probing around, I noticed that these pins are loose. I mean, it's like they're all loose. All right, I think I've got it, all the soldering. That was difficult. Like they were bent up or something. It was weird. So let's put a game in. Yes, yes, it's reading it. We have success. All right, awesome. Okay, so let's put a Game Boy Advance in. Game Boy Advance game in. I'm gonna put some Legend of Zelda. Boom, got the Nintendo logo. Uh-oh, that wasn't good. Locked up. All right, something's still not right. Reads the Game Boy game. It's fine, but not the Game Boy Advance game. So let's go back under the microscope. Let's check again. All right, let's put the battery in and let's see if it's still going to work. All right, see the shoulder buttons work. I don't know what that other shoulder button does. Select works. Okay, all the buttons work. Good. All right. Now I can put it back together, except for an order a switch, which I doubt very seriously you can order. All right. We can remove this sticker. Because that is no longer true. It does have a power switch. Unfortunately, the Game Boy Advance power switch would not work. So all in all, it is well, how many problems does this thing have? Blown fuse, 1. Power switch had been ripped off, 2. And every pin that fed the game cartridge reader was loose on the bottom of the CPU. So I don't know what happened to this poor thing, but it's fixed now. So make sure Pac-Man works. It does work. Sorry, you can't see because the lights. Yeah, Pac-Man works pretty well. All in all, it's in really nice shape, but oh, does it charge? That's the next step. Cut it off. Does it charge? After all of that, does it still charge? It does still charge. And I'm assuming these things power on. Yeah. Yeah. So we are good, man. It's fixed. I just need a little plastic lever. And it'll be good. All right. That's it for this one.